Oh, the lighting in this video is horrible. I apologize in advance. So just kind of like an update. I quit Publix about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I just started back at Save a Lot this past week. All my new coworkers seem really nice, so that's cool, it's Gucci. I went to the psychiatrist today and, got like a refill of my meds and whatnot. Something that I noticed though was that when I woke up this morning, I still had like pills of my Klonopin left in my bottle. Generally, when I go to like the day of my psychiatrist appointment, I'm out of pills. And I'm always like, freaking out. But today I was not out of pills. I still had enough to last me probably another couple of days. Which to me was a bit shocking. But I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I haven't worked at Publix like at all this month. I worked like 2 days in January. Maybe 3. I don't fucking know. But I really didn't work at Publix this month. And I took a lot of time for myself, and obviously I got a new job, and I've just started the new job. But the old new job, whatever. I am getting a lot of backlash by customers and friends and whatever for quitting Publix. Because Publix is, that's the high-end grocery store, like the benefits and the pay and all this shit. Like, why would you ever want to leave it? Okay. Your mental health comes first. Mental health is so fucking important. When I worked at Save a Lot 2 years ago, 3 years ago and 2 years ago, I was only on 1 milligram of Klonopin. 1 milligram. I am now on 3 milligrams throughout my time being at Publix the past 2 years. My mental health has declined so drastically. I'm not going to blame it all on Publix. But a lot of issues that I had, like, I remember breaking down so many times on register, or standing at the end of my register, or just in the bathroom, like, not being able to handle it. Like, I just literally could not handle it. I couldn't handle the customers. I couldn't handle the management. Couldn't handle my coworkers. I literally just couldn't handle all of the pressure and all the stress. And I'm not saying Publix is a terrible company to work for. I think it's a good starter job for a lot of people, a lot of like minors and stuff. And if you want to get into more serious things in the business and like the company, go for it. As for me, like, I don't want to be a cashier for the rest of my life anyways. But to get by at the moment, I got to do what I got to do. I'm a cashier at a lower end grocery store now. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with downgrading and stepping down. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, like, why would you quit Publix? And my Publix friends don't talk to me anymore, and they refuse to hang out with me, probably because they don't want to be associated with me because I'm not a Publix hoe anymore. And that's fine, because you find out who your friends are, and I find a lot of people at Publix to be fake anyways, and this just furthers my reasoning behind that. I feel like my reasonings are very justified, but I realized that I was not happy. When I worked at Save a Lot in the past, literally I worked there for a year and a half, and I missed 2 days of work, and I was never late once. Like, at Publix, I can't even tell you how many days I was late almost every day. I missed so much work. I mean, a lot of it was hospitalizations and stuff like that. Things that were really actually technically out of my control. But even then, there were days I'd be too depressed to get out of bed. I just literally couldn't go into work. I'd feel depressed waking up thinking about going into Publix. Or I'd get so anxious to the point where I'm sitting on my floor in like a fucking fetal position, crying and shaking, rocking back and forth because I don't want to go to work. Like, the thought of going to Publix and working would give me so much anxiety. And I feel like I've definitely noticed a change in myself in the past month. And I think it's going to be positive. So when people are, shocked that, oh my God, like, why would you go back to Save-A-Lot? Like, you had it all at Publix, and then now you're back down to this. That's not how I look at it, because, like I said, your mental health comes first. I did not feel like I was mentally stable at Publix. I was not happy. I was so depressed. I would cut myself in the fucking bathroom with my name tag. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I've just wanted to die being at Publix. I can't tell you the amount of anxiety attacks I've had and been yelled at for it. Like, I've been yelled at by my manager so many times for having anxiety attacks or depressive episodes or whatever the fuck. Asthma attacks even, like, and they just treated me like such shit, I felt, and I never felt good enough. And you know what? Like, the manager at Save-A-Lot loves me. He knows what I'm capable of, cashier-wise. He knows that I do a good job. And it sucks because, like, at Publix, I did a good job. Like, my department manager told me I'm one of the most efficient cashiers, if not the most efficient cashier. And that's why I'm always on Express. I hated Express. But I was fast. I got my job done. I did well. Like, I never didn't, like, do my job well. It was just the fact that I was so depressed there. I was so anxious there. I never really felt like I fit in at Publix. Since day one, like, I always had issues, fitting in and feeling like I was really a part of it. Because I feel like with Publix, you have to put on a fake persona and be someone who you're not. And I just couldn't do that. And, like, my ex-boyfriend, when he found out I quit Publix, he messaged me. He works for Publix. I helped him get that job. He's like, oh, you quit Publix? Like, why? And I told him, I'm like, I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was draining me emotionally, mentally. It was just so draining and exhausting. And I said, and I felt like I had to be someone that I'm not. And I can't do that. Like, I am a very real person. I will, and I can't just pretend to be like this perfect person when I'm not, And he said something about how, well, to stay in the game, you gotta adapt or whatever. Because I was like, it's sad that because he changed when he started working at Publix. And I said, it's sad you turned into one of those people. And he was just saying how, like, well, you gotta adapt to the environment if you want to survive. And it's very true. And it's just something I couldn't do. But this is a positive update, hopefully. I'm sure most of you probably don't really give a shit, but just keep in mind that your mental health is always more important. Like, it's always more important than anything. Like, I want to reinforce that so much. If anything is making you unhappy, like a friendship, a relationship, a job, I mean, I would say school, but I don't want to condone, like, dropping out like I did. Because I dropped out of high school at 16. And then I did online school, like, later on, a couple years down the road. But, like, I'm not condoning dropping out, obviously. But if things are not making you happy, and if things are affecting your mental health negatively, I would just take a step back and look at your options and see what you can do to improve that, or maybe change the situation to where it will mentally help you thrive. I'm not wording this right. I'm trying to be positive and inspirational, but I don't think it's really working. Oh well. I tried. Okay. But that's all I've really got to say. Just focus, like, always focus on yourself. You are most important, not a job that you think pays well. If it's draining you, Find something else that you think will be less draining. That's what I did, and I can already tell you that I'm much, like, it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I feel less stressed. I feel much more at ease with myself. And I honestly feel like I'm happier, and I'm going to continue to be happier, which is so important. So that's all I've got to say. Um, hope you all are well, and you guys can message me anywhere at any time. Bye!